Austin, Texas is changing every day, but one constant is Dirty Martin's place on Guad. Dirty's recently celebrated 98 years young, and the future is solid. And this space in the back is open to host any event, personal or business related.
Hey everyone, it's Daniel here at Dirty Martin's. We're in the Burnt Orange Room. We are currently booking a lot of parties back here. If you can see, we got a capacity for about 90 people, but we are excited to host any party that you might want to bring.
Give Daniel Young a call at Dirty's to reserve this space for any event that you can think of. 13 years, this great rivalry has not occurred. It was paused after the 2011 game. You may have seen the prior episode early this week. Cade McCrary, the holder for Justin Tucker, who kicked the game-winning field goal in 2011, which afterwards sent the Aggies to the SEC, while Texas remained in the Big 12. 13 years later, they're both members of the SEC, and the two will get together to play a tackle football game. Finally, the great state of Texas needs this rivalry, and it means so much. There have been big names who have played in this game and have become legends of the Texas and A&M rivalry. We're going to meet one of those who played a big role in 1995 and 1996, a legendary Texas quarterback. James Brown will be joining us shortly. The Aggies and Longhorns, let's talk about it. Well, here we are, the morning of the game we have waited far too long for. 13 years without Texas A&M and Texas playing tackle football. It almost seems impossible. The James Brown, he's a giant killer. And JB, welcome. But one memory that I have of you that stood out more than any, you went into Kyle Field. Bad injury. You probably had every tape in Spanky Stevens' office taped around your ankle, and you found a way to win. When you think about this rivalry, is that the first memory you have of 1995 at Kyle Field?
Oh man, just actually every game. It was instilled in me from a young Longhorn that's the game that we win. You know, you have to beat A&M, you have to beat Oklahoma. You tell me things like that, I'm gonna try my best to make it happen. You know, we had a great team that year going into that 95 year.
Yeah.
I think A&M was number one in a lot of statistical categories, and they hadn't lost at home in forever, right? Was that the 95?
It was. I can't remember the streak, but I want to say they were pushing 30 at home at Kyle.
But we had a team. We had a squad that did not, you know, we didn't fear anyone. You know, we weren't afraid of anybody. And we had a little swagger about us. And, even though my ankle was hurting, I mean, we had Mike Adams. Ricky was a freshman that year. The defense really balled out. We were on a mission that year. It was a great game, great atmosphere, dark out there in Kyle Field. It was a cold night. It was a great game.
When you look at it that day, I mean, I think that game was on the first weekend in December. I don't know how I remember these things, but it was crazy. But it was that there was some of the hardest hits. I remember Bryant Westbrook delivering a huge blow, and you and Ricky establishing a run. But when you walked off that field, to tell these people what it's like, because there's a generation of people who don't know what this rivalry is about because they were very young. But Kyle Field is an electric place. Is that?
Oh, wow.
That pretty much sums it up, right?
I would tell stories about Kyle Field. I don't like talking about Kyle Field, but I would sneak some stories in. I mean, once the crowd starts moving, one level's moving this way, the other level's moving the other way. It looks like the stadium is rocking. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So it is a great atmosphere. The cadets out there, just the military-minded, the structure and everything, and the pride. But we still had to beat them.
Quinn Ewers right now, similar situation to you. For those who don't know, JB had an injury in the latter part of the year at 95, and he had one at 94 too, but you found a way to overcome and found a way to use tape and air cast to your advantage. But Quinn Ewers has reportedly a high ankle sprain. He just hasn't been the same. What's your advice to him? And maybe not that he's going to see this before game time, but what is your thoughts on him on how to approach this game?
Hey, just stay focused. Take this game as serious as you're taking any game in your life. We're the Longhorns, and people are aiming for us every game. We're their top game, I feel like, and we get everyone's 110%. But games like Oklahoma, games like A&M, you have to give more. You have to give everything you got, every play, stay focused, and just fight the entire game. And, you should come out victorious. So, yeah.
What's your thoughts on this? And for you, even though you're an ex-football player for Texas and you all a Longhorn for life, this game means a little more. The hits are harder for either side. I'm not going to be biased and just say it's the same. It's just for Texas. But your thoughts on this now in your post-playing career, because you're not only a fan now, but you have a different perspective. You can say hate. There is some, for at least for this day, there's hate. And the hits are harder, and you want it more. It has been – you had to wait 13 years for this. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about from your perspective for this game.
You say me as a younger player, I've changed a lot since my playing days.
Yeah.
Hated to lose. I was taught to not lose. I think I've done the math. I probably won 80% of the games I've started in. And when guys like Winfrey Tubbs and the guys older than us, they're feeling for these type of games, I just took on that attitude. I don't want to say hate, but at that time, I did not like much Aggie. I don't like maroon cars. Still, but my competitive level has kind of died down a little bit. I'm not. Yeah. I still don't. I don't say I don't mind losing, but I used to kind of hate to lose, which is a great quality if you're an athlete, but it doesn't carry over to real life.
Well, JB, man, I remember you could. There were times you had a limp in that game, and I'm just like thinking, how is he doing this? You were going. You were there. You were mobile. You were the mobile quarterback before the spread offense really took off. And yep. when you look back, I don't know if you look back at film or replays. Have you ever told any of your kids or maybe your anyone that I was running on adrenaline right there to overcome that ankle pain?
Yeah, and cortisone, maybe a little cortisone. I just wasn't gonna not play. It didn't cross my mind. If I can get out there and help my team, I had no other thought in my mind other than get out there on that field, really. And that's every game I play. I look back over some film lately, and I had a lot of injuries. I didn't really think about that at the time. Right. But I had some injuries. But this 95 year, I was offensive player of the A&M game. I was offensive player of the year that year. Not things I think about, but just recently kind of looking back over some of those things. Definitely had some competitiveness. I remember we played A&M. I guess it was that next year at home. And me, Brown Westbrook, we go out to the tunnel, meet him coming out, talking cash, shizzing it to him, and just that. I think a lot of the players fed off of my camaraderie and my passion to win. So yeah, we had some good teams. We still are all good friends till today.
I love it. It's 51-15. That was 95, the last Southwest Conference game. You guys won that, ended the Kyle Field win streak, conference win streak. The very next year, for you guys, just need a refresher. JB and Texas beat Texas A&M 51-15 at home, and then upset, I think, the defending national champions in Nebraska. And you predicted that school, well, kind of.
Yeah. No.
What was it? They said that Texas was the underdog by what? It was 20?
Yeah, we were the 21-point underdog. We have that media day every Monday. And halfway through the media day, after I'm eating the sandwiches and everything, I just got tired of the question How do you feel, James, going into this game knowing you're going to lose by 21? How do you feel, knowing you're a 21-point underdog? I was like, hey, we might beat these guys by 21 points. That's the way we feel. They're a man-to-man team. We have a lot of speed, just like A&M. Game before they tried to blitz us, tried to play that man-to-man. So, we had an answer for them, and we were talented, aggressive, fun-loving within ourselves bunch, a group. So we play well together, and we still hang together. So yeah.
No, it's a close group, man. You guys were definitely fun to watch. Even better people. JB, man, thank you, and happy Thanksgiving week to you and your family. I appreciate you making time. You even pulled out the burnt orange sweater or sweatshirt, so to speak. Still looks good on you, brother.
Sure. Just need that 5 on it, but
5. Hey, are you a prediction guy? I'm really not.
Okay.
What's your thought on this game tonight?
Well, I'm thinking Texas is going to – I watched a little bit of film. I think we have a little bit more firepower with Bond and Matt Golden receivers. A&M, they have their quarterback, number 10. He's coming along, right? He kind of started out. Now he's back. He reminds me of a Vince Young, a little skinnier. But, he's a tall athlete that makes plays. But I just think that we're going to be too much, in my opinion. Bigger, faster, physical, stronger. And I just think we're the better team. So.
I'm leaning that way. I just can't get a read on this conference this year. I don't know. Is the SEC that good, or is everyone about on the same level?
I don't know. I know we've beaten a lot of people. We beat everyone except Georgia, right? I like the way we're taking going into this conference. I like Coach Sarkisian's approach. He knows the conference. I see what he's doing in his game plan. I like what I see. The defense is aggressive, and these kids are having fun out there on that field. And
they are.
I love to see the way Texas plays right now.
It reminds me a little bit of, honestly, you mentioned the defense at 95 and some on the 96. This team reminds me of how much fun and how much y'all played with love back then.
Oh, yeah, we just had fun, man, in those dorms and off campus, on campus. It was a fun group.
Man, that was fun. I wish we could go back just for 1 week.
Oh, yeah. Well, we tried to put together an A&M, a UT flag game. We played it actually about 25, 30 years ago, and we should have kept it going. So I think we'll try to get that going to keep, all the ex-players and keep us talking and playing and competing a little bit.
Hey, I'll be your marketing guy. I will get the word out. Oh, my brother. Well, much love and enjoy the rest of this holiday and this game with your family, man. And James Brown, definitely a Longhorn legend, Longhorn for life, and he played a big role, a huge role in beating Texas A&M twice and once at Kyle Field. Just completely, this is a rarity. Not many teams quiet the 12th man, and James Brown played a big role in that.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
Definitely a team effort, but I put my heart out in all of those games, so for sure.
What a great interview, and ideal for this day as Texas and the Aggies are meeting again at Kyle Field. It will be electric tonight, to say the least. James Brown, one of those guys who really turned the Texas program around, and the shift from John Mackovic to what Mac Brown did in this game. But I'd be remiss if I didn't say to bring up the greatness that is on the other side of the rivalry. Jackie Sherrill, R.C. Slocum, and those great players who were Aggies, the 12th man, the Wrecking Crew defense. But the 119th version tonight. Unbelievable. The state of Texas will all be tuned in. And whatever side you're on, whatever house you're a part of that is divided today, enjoy it. Because this great rivalry is what makes college football so great. The Longhorns and Aggies, it's always great to talk about it.